what's going on in your head. I already know it. Especially if you're anything like me and this time of the year came back around, I already started pre-planning. Yeah. And what am I talking about? That back to school shopping. Yes, that back to school shopping. Because you know, when you get back on campus, you wanna be you wanna be icy, you wanna be clean, you wanna be the freshest person on campus. And I already know how that back to school shopping get. I remember one time, this had to be my junior year in high school. I had the shoes laid out on the bed, I had my jeans, I had my shirt, I had my jacket, and I sat back and I just scoped the scene. I looked at it, I was like, ooh, this is some of my best work, because I went to Carmelu. Y'all don't know about Carmelu. I was gonna know it's your boy Careful, and I'm back with another video, man. Look for my start somewhere. I am simply not going nowhere. What the fuck? But yes, that is what this video is gonna be about. I'm gonna be giving you the guide to your back to school shopping, because I feel like in this era of fashion that we are currently in, so that's everything encompassing fashion. So whether that's high-end fashion, whether that's streetwear fashion, or even just independent brands, or even that sneaker companies, collab sneakers, or independent sneaker companies out there, with so much competition out there, I feel like it's even better for the consumer because everybody's trying to fight for you to get their thing. And I'm seeing some of the best sales possible. I mean, some of the greatest sales I've seen in a long time. So that is what this video is gonna be about. Getting the most bang for your buck. Now, let's say we have an imaginary budget of $1,000. Now, I know it may differ depending on your family, where you're from and all that, but let's just say for the sake of this video, you have an imaginary budget of $1,000, and I'm gonna talk to you about how to spend that. So let's get into it. Now, the first thing you wanna do, if you go to any landing page of any website out there, the first thing that you wanna look out for is going to be the sales section. Yes, you only have a budget of $1,000. So you wanna go to the sales section to get the most bang for your buck. I don't care if it's Dover Street Market, Essence, ALD, Bodega, sneakers and stuff. Never, this is the rule, never, if you're on a budget, never go to the full price stuff, because the sale stuff is almost just as good and you get a great price for it. And this is all about maximizing this budget that you have. Now, this is what I personally do. So I go to the sales section and I click on filter and sort. And I click on that button and I say, price the discount the highest to the low. So it's gonna give you the items that's at the highest discount. This is like 90% off, 80% off, 75 and above. Like, these items are gonna be pushed to the front, and then like the ones with the lowest discount are gonna be pushed to the bottom. This is important because as you can see right here on this website, Essence, we have a pair of Yoji footwear. Now, I know this isn't the most popular footwear out there, but I just want you to look at the price is $700 for these sneakers, and they're going for $100. That is what you wanna, that's what you call maximizing your budget. You're getting a pair of $700 sneakers for $100. And little tip for you, let's say you rocking for a month or two, or let's say even 4 months. You like, man, I don't know if I really like these. I thought they was gonna fit a little bit better in my closet. I'm gonna sell them. You can now sell these sneakers because they have a value at one point in time of $700. You can go to Depop and be like, retail price of $700 and I'm selling them for $200, let's say. Like, you can flip this and you can get some of that money back to go into something else. So like, that's how I'm always thinking sometimes too. When I'm like, if I'm getting a sneaker, if I'm getting a jacket, if I'm getting something, and I look at it, it's on a sale, I'm like, okay, so that's what they initially wanted for it, but they selling it because people wasn't really buying it, something like that. I know I can eventually at least get some of my money back if I don't want to keep it. Like, that's how we gotta be thinking about this. Now, for me, I always like to start off with the shoes first, because typically if you're buying clothes, the sneakers are going to be the most expensive part. Now, I picked out 2 pairs of sneakers that I found on Essence just because like I thought this was crazy. One, the Nike Air Max Dos, $270. They're going for $210 right now. Fire. Love these sneakers. It's obviously in a collaboration with CDG. So you're getting a collab sneaker for almost 30% off. I believe I did the math right. Now, so that's $200 taken away from your budget. I also found a pair of Vans sneakers for $47. So now that's a combined of $250. I don't need to touch no more shoes because for the most part, if you're going back to school shopping and you've been in school for a couple years, you still have some things from the previous year. So some jeans, some sweatshirts, some sweatpants and all that. So you have something from the last year, but you're just trying to get the new thing. So I'm going to give this $250 to these sneakers without a shadow of a doubt. So that's going to close off my budget. Like you don't want to, sneakers shouldn't be 50% of your budget. Like whatever your budget is, the sneaker should not be 50% of that because that doesn't leave room for you to get a pair of jeans, pair of trousers, some shorts, some tees and all that, a jacket, a hoodie. Like it starts to add up very quick when it comes to like the clothing products. So you want to make sure you're not spending more than 50% of your budget on the sneaker itself. So now that closes off the sneaker budget. So we have $250 taken away from that $1,000. Now it's time to move on to clothes. Now this goes for any brand as well. Now I'm gonna say ALD currently and Denim Tears currently has some of the craziest sales I done ever seen, bro. This leather jacket from Denim Tears, these jeans from Denim Tears, this shirt from Denim Tears, this jacket from Denim Tears, these sweatpants from like Denim Tears has one of the craziest sales right now. And I know people have their feelings and their opinions about Tremaine and X, Y, and Z, but I don't care. Quality is quality. And I am somebody that owns multiple pieces of Denim Tears goods. It's phenomenal. And again, ALD obviously has the ALD name. So like they make really good quality products. They're doing their sale right now. So, you know, you could get a sweatshirt. You can get a polo, you can get a jacket, you can get some good quality jeans, some good bottoms, some shorts. Like you can get all that currently right now for a very deep discount. Now, another website that I find that does have a good mix of like good apparel and good sneakers on sale right now is going to be Dover Street Market. Now, I feel like people know about Dover Street Market, but they really don't know about Dover Street Market. Like, I don't know. I feel like, because I ain't seen some collab sneakers land on Dover Street Market's page that were sold out everywhere else and they have a full size run. So I feel like not enough people know about it. And I feel like if you do want something full price and it sells out on whatever that retailer's like page is, most likely if Dover Street carries that brand, they're gonna have a stocking. So Dover Street is also another good place that's having another crazy sale, 60 to 80% off goods. I'm talking Denim Tears, I'm talking A6 sneakers, the Gel Nimbus. I'm talking a Brain Dead, Undercover, CG. Like if you want more of like that high end stuff, Dover Street is another website that you need to keep your eye on, especially when like the sale is first announced. Like if you can hold off, if you know a piece is gonna go on sale on Dover Street and you can hold off and you know people ain't gonna get it, I would say wait till they do their further reduction. But if you know it's hype, you can't wait. You gotta be on it. You cannot wait. Now, personally, I feel like when it comes to apparel, that is where the bulk of your money should be getting spent. So clothes, I'm talking jeans, jackets, sweatpants, hoodies, and all that. Like the bulk of your budget should be going to that. So if 25% of your budget went to sneakers, then I would say that 65 should be going to apparel. So that leaves you now at 70% of your budget. So yeah, 65 should go to apparel. 25 should go to like sneakers and footwear. And then that remaining 10% should go to accessories. So maybe that's a belt, maybe that's a watch, maybe that's a hat. Like again, Timex is having a good sale. Multiple different outlets that I've already spoke about. So Denim Tears has some hats. ALD has some hats. Like, I feel like that's how it should be broken down. That is how you maximize whatever your budget is. If you break it up to where like you have percentages that you're gonna focus on, then you kind of know what you should spend on each item and you don't go above that. That's just my take. I feel like that is how, even into adulthood, that's how I think about like my closet. And I feel like that is what's shaped my style, just because I shop to sell a lot. I never want to pay for something full price, ever. I never do. I do because sometimes I show support to the homies brand, Black owned brand. I'm gonna support them. But if I can get it on a discount, I'm gonna get it on a discount. But that is gonna be my guide to your back to school shopping. There's a lot of websites. Again, I'll leave some below here. I've talked about a few, Dover Street, sneakers and stuff. AOD is having a sale, Denim Tears is having a sale. Essence is having a sale. Like a lot of places to get a lot of good quality stuff for a fraction of the price that you was gonna pay for a full price. If you have any other sites that are doing crazy sales right now, please do leave a link below or tell us where to shop, because everybody should be fly on that first day of school. But that is gonna wrap up this video, man. Without further ado, like I always do, I will catch y'all in that next one.
Love the way you work it. Ay, I love the way you work it for me.